WFM 91.7. It's a 9:15 on the radio. A very beautiful Thursday morning here in the city of Lagos. It's the 8th day in the month of July 2021. My name is Daniel Adaja, and I want to say good morning to you. I stepped out a few minutes ago and I saw that there was already some light showers. I hope you're not getting stuck in the rain. I'm not sure if it's going to rain more, but just get ready, be prepared for the rain as much as possible. Today on The Big Question, where we provide solutions to issues that are affecting us as citizens and also as individuals in the country, we're going to be looking at fostering tourism and hospitality to enhance women's development. And I have the Chief Operating Officer of Oyeg Africa Cruise and Tour Limited, in person of Abiola Ogundeko. Good to have you join us this morning, Abiola.
Good morning.
Yes.
Man.
My name is Daniel.
Good morning
yes.
to Nigerians.
Okay, great. So, amazing that we're talking about this, because one of the first industries that got affected by COVID-19 was tourism and hospitality. Was this ever in the picture that a time like this would come where, the fate of hospitality would shake?
Yes. Once again, good morning, Nigerians listening to us, and Daniel over there. To go straight to the question you just asked now, nobody has ever envisaged that such will happen. Then during that COVID-19, out of all the sectors across the globe, I want to humbly say our sector, that is tourism, hospitality and travel, was most heated sector. But with the protocols, COVID protocols and some internal strategic protocols, we were able to survive and we are still coping.
Okay, very beautiful. And let's look at what are some of the things that have changed right now before we even talk about the industry itself. What are some of the things that you've had to learn how to do differently due to the COVID experience of 2020, where the world was literally on a lockdown?
Well, to be candid, one of the first things that an average person, the travelers or the tourists, and then the operators, is just to make sure that you decide the essence of traveling from one location to the other. If it's not something that is more pressing that you should do physically, I think the digital world, the IT innovations and technology has been able to provide solutions to most of the things that people do physically when it comes to travels and tourism.
Yeah, that is so beautiful. This is Women Radio 91.7. If you are just joining us, we're talking with regards to fostering tourism and hospitality to enhance women development. And it's a very beautiful conversation that we're having, because I want to hear from you better. Do women make better? When it comes to the issue, conversation of tourism and hospitality, it's on a fundamental route for women naturally to be very hospitable as women and all. Why would there be a competitive advantage for more women coming into the industry of tourism and hospitality?
Yes, we do respect. That some tourism and travel industry has been so magnanimous to the women folks globally, but the point is, it now depends on each of the countries, the states, that what do they have? Do they have what we call a plan, tourism master plan, and do they have a space for women? Do they consider tourism as part of empowerment or entrepreneurship for their women? But if for people like us in the industry, we look, tourism has a wide employment multiplier effect for women.
Okay. And
then again, we have a tourism home-growing entrepreneurship opportunity. What do I mean by that? We have handcraft, food products, tour guiding, and other areas. But the best thing is this: if we have NGOs, we have a Ministry of Women Affairs, we have other foundations that are interested in women development. I want to humbly say, tourism is the next point of call, that women and ladies can be taken out of poverty to increase their life efficiency.
Okay, so you have been playing in this field for over a decade and more, and I want to find out from you, if somebody who's listening right now and they're thinking of, I think I might want to go into tourism and hospitality, what are somebody who doesn't have a prior knowledge, what are the basic requirements and what form of education do they need to acquire?
Okay, let me just say this. Whatever thing we do in life, what comes first is the passion, the interest, then you seek for knowledge. The first thing is the passion, the interest. Because if you want to study law, you want to study medicine, if you don't have the passion to become a lawyer or a doctor, if you are so brilliant, you just discover that, you get your certificate, but at the end of the day. But what really matters is this. Unlike other sectors, tourism and travels is a little bit different from it.
Okay.
Because whatever thing you are doing, whatever hobby, whatever your interest and your passion, if it cannot be paying your bills,
yes,
I think it's not advisable that you go into it.
Okay.
But people like us that were into traveling and tourism,
yeah.
If you, for example, sometimes you may decide to travel to out of Nigeria, to Ghana, South Africa, anywhere.
Okay.
So most times, personally, let me just use, because this is a live talk show.
Yes.
Sometimes, if not all the times, if I travel out of Nigeria to Africa sub-region, I do go with our fabrics, Nigerian African fabrics.
Yes.
So I take my money, my flight ticket from such. You get it now? That is one. Two, we are promoting local content.
Okay.
South, north, no, we have a specific things that we do. And in addition to this, we have a local cuisine. Our food,
yes.
What the kind of food they eat in the north, in the south, south, these are things that makes up the culture. We are promoting our cultural heterogeneous, then you are arranging a service. Once you are arranging a service, you make money.
Okay.
Instead of doing what are not expected of any sane woman being, just come in. The first thing, let me just summarize. The first thing is your passion and interest. You must have a passion and interest.
Okay.
And then you must seek for education. You must seek for education. You must seek for education. I repeat. Because whatever thing you are doing, if you are not properly educated, briefed. For example, you want to become a tour guide. Tour guide are people that just take people around a specific place in a destination.
Okay.
They keep on explaining the historical background of such monumental heritage.
Yes.
If you are not educated, you just discover that you are just misrepresenting the facts and figures. So that is where education comes in. But the bottom line is this: tourism and travel for women is like a base, a bottom up business opportunities that we find more women within that bedrock. For them to now go up, it now depends on their entrepreneurship skills, their leadership skills, and their passion for it.
The Big Question, Women Radio 91.7, 22 minutes past 9. If you are just joining the conversation, we're having a very solid one here on the radio, and we're talking with regards to fostering tourism and hospitality to enhance women's development. Abiola Ogundeko, my guest this morning, is helping us explain this better to us. Let's look at women development. And you mentioned something that is very vital, that, tourism is one of the ways to showcase our products from Africa and, show it to other parts of Africa and also to the world at large. When we talk about women's development, you also mentioned that it's a very good avenue to take women out of poverty. Let's talk about the production in Africa. As somebody who is into the business of cruise and tour in Nigeria, how much impact is our lack of manufacturing having on us showcasing ourselves to the world?
Okay, thank you for that question. The first thing is this: we always advise ourselves to be pragmatic. We always advise ourselves to be sincere, because we are projecting the image of our country. We are projecting the image of our society, and whatever thing we dish out is what the people from outside they will believe. So the first thing is this: what is your capacity? What is your capacity? What is your knowledge? What is your interest? Why do you want? For example, I'm from one of the I'm from one of the states in the southwest. Okay. I know the state very well because this is a radio program. I don't want to make a commercial for a particular state, but of course, I'm in the system too. We have 20 local governments. In each of those 20 local governments, I've been able to, I met with the Honorable Commissioner for Culture and Tourism of that particular state. I said, sir, don't you think if you can do your holistic research findings, what are the issues, what are the things that that particular state can be exporting in terms of tourism products? Not oil and gas, not oil, everything. But it was amazing. Before we know, we started doing all those stuff. But this is just a means of creating, one, employment opportunity.
Okay.
Two, showcasing what we have. Then is a value chain. For example, we have people that do handcraft. They do stylage. They do so many things. If you have that, then it's being certified, because there's another thing you producing substandard.
Okay.
That's what we call a content. That's why we have a regulator. Government job is to provide an enabling environment.
Yes.
And why the operator comes in, because we have a tripartite business relationship. Government to provide an enabling environment, give us a good law, and legal backing. Then the operators, they are the one that will package the tourism products then to the buyers and to the community. So if we can manage, if we can bring all these things together, I think tourism, with due respect to Nigerians or to the people listening to me, I've had the opportunity to travel to some of these countries, Europe and America and Africa countries. I tell you, go to Rwanda, go to South Africa, go to Kenya. They don't even talk about oil and gas. What they talk about culture and tourism.
Okay.
There are a lot of places that we need to develop. The government, they need to stop talking politically. They need to talk. They need to come together, bring private sector together. These private sector people, they will be able to create more jobs for the women. So I think, in a nutshell, let me just talk for that.
All right. Thank you. Thank you so much for all that you say. But I want to take this conversation a little bit out of the context of what we're talking about. What is tourism and the hospitality industry doing to address the treatment a lot of Nigerians have always complained about they get at various international airports? Is this, can you demystify if it's very true, or if it's true that certain Nigerians get to certain countries and they experience some form of discrimination or the other?
Thank you for this brilliant question. You see, some of us, sometimes ago, I had the opportunity to work for this country. With due respect to the people listening to me, when I say I had the opportunity to work for this country, in a capacity as a government official at the higher level,
okay,
what we need is this. What we need to do is this. We need to know ourselves. Some of us, we had the opportunity to live in abroad, even very short, but there is what we call a commitment, patriotism. If you are not patriotic to your country, if you are not good to your country, you'll not be able to do. Sometimes some years back, I was in Lagos, trying to fly to Abuja, and our flight was delayed. Can you imagine? You're in your country, your flight was delayed, no apology, no excuses, nothing. The characteristics of some of Nigerians, with exception. They were just grumbling. But I was in a position to do the right thing. I just started using my Twitter handle. I was copying the Honorable Minister for Transportation. I was copying the Adi Sirika, that is the State for Aviation. I was copying Senate President. I was copying the other airlines. Just sitting. Within that short period of time, my name was announced. That please, we would like to meet this so person. The point is this: I was like, no, I'm in a position to make things right. So that is answer that. The second thing is this: where are we going? What are we going to do outside? What are our businesses? What are we going to do? Because our image matters. What we do outside the shore of Nigeria matters. That is what they will read. Once they see you, they see your passport, Nigerian. They will ask you to wait. I had opportunities from years back, maybe like 5 years. I was traveling to London. I entered Heathrow. I was delayed unnecessarily. Nigerians, they were just crying doing this because they know that any miscalculation, it will be tantamount to their returning back to Nigeria. But because I traveled to London for a purpose. I had my documents, I had everything. Yeah. So the point is this: what are you going out to do? Do you have your valid documents? Do you have valid businesses? So these are things that we need to look at. And then lastly, like I said, governments, like we know, in most of advanced or developed countries, they make an enabling environment. System works. You don't need to put anybody at checkpoint. Once you get everything, you'll be satisfied. But the point is this: some of us that we are so serious, we are so passionate about a project called Nigerian Project. We need to keep doing what we are doing. And to some that feels Nigeria is none of their business, we need to keep on talking to them, preaching to them. Because for me, as a person, I don't have any other country except Nigeria. And tourism, travel is my business, is where I'm living, and technology. Government needs to help people.
Okay.
They need to help people. They need to keep their attention from oil and gas. We've done well in the industrial age. You've done well in oil and gas. You are doing well, brilliantly well in agriculture. Why tell you, whoever travels, they should go around before they board their flight. They'll sit down, they'll see aesthetic environment. That is what most of us that we are in tourism and travel, that's what we always enjoy. We don't just travel, we enjoy the serene environment. You pay for it. You pay for it. Unlike when you are just driving, I'm sorry.
Yes.
I'm telling the Honorable Commissioner for Culture and Tourism, Honorable Minister for Culture and Tourism, that their ministry is supposed to be the marketing ministry of their state. For example, Lagos. If you want to say well about Lagos, just say how beautiful Lagos is. Everybody wants to come to Lagos. But you can't expect me to bring my hard-earned currency to your state, and your state only one state in the eastern part. I felt bad that, wow, I've wasted my budget, I've wasted my... the multiplier effect. You fly into a particular state, you lodge in a hotel, you eat their food, you buy credit. There's some local multiplier things that people, they don't really see. There's a standard that you have to follow this. If you follow this, but people, they don't actually know on time that what they are getting, they are paying for it. So my message to the government or the people in the ends of affairs, for people to plug in and play. We don't need to run anywhere. Some of us, maybe we are fortunate, we have doctors, lawyers, but some of us that we are into tourism and travel, we don't see a reason why we have to carry our bags and say we are living in Nigeria. Because virtually we're all around the world. So it's like we are enjoying it, we are making money.
All right, this is Women Radio 91.7, 28 minutes to 10. If you are just joining the conversation, we talking with regards to fostering tourism and hospitality to enhance women's development, which is a very big conversation here this morning. Well, what is the industry doing with regards to addressing trafficking in persons? This is a very big problem in our country. A lot of the times, the trafficking business is an illegal business, but it's worth over $1 billion. It's a $1 billion market system. And a lot of the times we see where these girls are being taken out of the country on the guise of they have a job, they have this. What is the tourism and hospitality industry doing to checkmate these issues? There are countries that have been red flagged. Nigeria in particular, I don't think I know in places like England, there's some countries that they've marked as red flag countries and Nigerians cannot travel there. But we still see that, people are still making, people from England cannot actually travel there, but we still see Nigerians traveling to some of these countries where they have been trafficked. And, trafficking has gone beyond just the slavery, the labor. There is also what is becoming more popular now, the harvest of organs, which has been existing for decades. What is the industry doing to actually bring an end to this? Because this also affects the image of how they see us as people.
Thank you so much. Once again, tourism has come to settle so many issues. But what really matters is just like what we did in the sciences, what we did in computer science, that we know what we call a GIGO, garbage in, garbage out. And you cannot give what you don't have. What matters is what I will still come back to is the regulatory body. Fine, we've been talking a lot have been saying, but there is what we call FTAN. That's the Federation of Tourism Association of Nigeria, which has like 22 to 23 sub-associations. Which I belong to 2 or 3 of those associations. But what we've been trying to do is just not stop, keep on hammering on why do we need to engage in that. We do respect to some of us that were into that industry. We are the best of the people that can engaging in taking people away. But some of us, we just felt, wow, there's no hope there. Where you are going, you go through fire desert, you go through all those tedious jobs. At the end of the day, many Nigerians, they've lost their lives. But the solution, what we do in our own respective associations and professional bodies is we've been saying no to that. And then give it to government, be state or federal government. I think they've been trying. But what we need to do, because it must be an holistic approach to this, the issue of incessant traveling, illegal trafficking, and all those stuff. The people in the religious sector, they have to keep on doing that. The parents at home, they have to keep on doing that. And then to our girls and young guys, we have to believe that it used to be greener pasture. But then this time around, they don't take dollars or pounds either in America or in Europe on the street. You have to work for it. But the problem, the major significant difference, which I have to be sincere, the only sharp difference where people travel is this: there is a system in place in those places that you go. Like I said, you don't pick dollars or pounds on the street.
True.
But you can still get one or two things doing. But the good thing is this: if you have mentors, if you have foundations, if you have organizations, if you have the media houses like yours now, that you keep on educating, talking to people, I tell you, the labor force, the workforce within Nigeria is still okay. But when there is no system, you want to get admission, you must know somebody. You have your 2-1 or you have your first class, you must know somebody with exception. You get it now.
Okay.
But I tell everybody listening to me now that is not the solution. The solution is just for everybody, all Nigerians to walk back. Let's see how we can help. And as a person, as somebody in tourism, I'm an IT person. I'm a cyber security and computer forensic expert. But I'm driving. We venture. I think this could be of a little bit help to people listening to me.
Okay.
We decided to venture into tourism because we decided to be driving the sector with technology and innovation. We are not a traditional, we are not analog tourism or travel. What we are doing, we've been running on a digital platform where we are empowering youth. We are stakeholders with Nigerian Computer Society through their studentship. We are stakeholders with tourism and hospitality students in polytechnics and universities.
Okay.
What we've been doing for them, because it's good to walk the talk, not just coming from here and be talking. No, it doesn't work. Provided what we do is this: we bring students of IT, computer-related courses together with the tourism and hospitality. We now tell them, okay, fine, can you just go out, because research based is what we do. We empower youth to fine. What are the challenges do you think people are facing if you are traveling? You want to buy a ticket. Before now, everybody, you have to have your ticketing agents. You have to travel. Yes. But now, I don't know when last I do my checking online. But these are the products that innovation and technology has brought into tourism and travel. Then, many of those students studying tourism and hospitality, either in polytechnic or university, they don't necessarily need to end up working for a particular organization. And this is to people studying mass communication, journalism, English language. So what we are doing, there's nothing bad. You fly a tour and travel magazine, tour and travel radio program, tour and travel TV program. You know, and explicit events where you cover events. These are business and entrepreneurship opportunities that people can really get. It's not necessarily you have to finish mass communication or English language or related courses and start working as a Guardian, Vanguard. No. Once you have a passion for it, you have the travel bloggers, which I'm one of them. We have the tourism bloggers, which I'm one of them. We have so many things that are embedded that were not there before. But because of the advent and invention of technology, tourism. So, the list is endless.
Thank you so much for weighing in this morning. I wanted to quickly look at this just before we move any further. I had a friend who was, trying to come back to Nigeria with a few friends from the UK, and they were like, from the US. And I remember April 23rd when there was a travel advisory that was brought out and directed citizens to avoid 14 states in Nigeria bedeviled with tourism, banditry, and kidnapping if they were ever to come to Nigeria. Even when they were in Nigeria, if I saw the list of the guidelines of places you are supposed to visit, how you are supposed to move, when to move, how to move, where not to be. I know these things are important, but how does this affect the business of tourism of you, when you're trying to convince somebody, come to Nigeria, and whereas in their country, they have already told them these countries are not the safest places to be in?
Thank you so much. Unfortunately, this is just a radio program. I think it is a TV program. I think you'll have seen the way I will have be smiling. Because some of us that were into this business too, very caution have to be taken. In one of the things that we do, in one of the travel guides that we do is just we advise people where to and when to, where to go and where not to go, when to go to a particular place and where not to go to a particular place. For example, in Nigeria now, with due respect, with apology from the people from, there's an insecurity all over the country, so it's not a specific place. But the issue is this, it has really affected the efficiency, the productivity of the operators in the industry. Because, for example, if I want to bring people from Lagos to Abuja, for example, there's going to be a program in October in Abuja. I want to bring people from Southwest to Abuja. I have to do their flight tickets, I have to do their accommodation, logistics, and then do that, I have to make sure that I provide security because their insurance is lies on us. But, there's a limitation, restriction to where you can allow people to go to. So in a nutshell, for people like us that we are into travel and tourism business, our business has been affected. And that is where the government needs to come in. It is not our own job to be providing 100% security. The job of the government, because we are paying our taxes, is for them to make sure that we have adequate security checkpoints and everybody can lodge in a particular hotel. You sleep conveniently, you go out, you buy things. But you cannot expect any colored person. When I say colored, coming to Nigeria, a white person coming to Nigeria, he goes to one of the north or anywhere in the Nigeria, remote place, the person is prone to be kidnapped. And it shouldn't be so. So I'm not really against the people in developed countries or outside Nigeria that warning guys don't do. Because people like us too, we travel. There is hardly any state with due respect in this country that I've never been to. But we use our sense in traveling too. Because when we are traveling, they will see us with our equipment, with our gadgets, and they're like, wow, these are people, but ransom, who wants to be caught. So the point is this, may God Almighty give our leaders, give the decision makers, give the drivers of this economy the wisdom, knowledge, to be able to make sure that they put adequate security architecture in place so to be able to enhance the productivity of our jobs, our business.
Okay, beautiful. It's 17 minutes to 10. This is still the big question of Women Radio 91.7, and we're talking about fostering tourism and hospitality to enhance women's development. Abiola Ogundeko Voyage Africa Cruise and Tour Limited he's the chief operating officer, and we're sharing a lot of light this morning. How do we begin to raise the next generation of people who understand tourism and hospitality? I do a little bit of traveling. I do not travel a lot, and I think I've just been lucky to have friends in some of the places I've had to travel to. But I have seen some of these people who are into this hospitality and tourism business. What is the form of regulation that is being put in place, first off, so that we're having the right people who understand the industry and the business, and what can we do, what can be done to begin to raise in the next generation of young tourism and hospitality individuals to get it right business-wise and also to showcase the country better?
Okay, thank you. I will still go back to some of the things I've said because they are very key They are very key things. One is you have to have passion for this. I repeat, you must have a passion for it. If you have a passion to become a doctor and you end up studying law, it's just a misroad. That is one. Two, you have to be educated. You have to be properly educated. It's not just tourism. It's not just business. That travel and tourism is not just a business that you can pick up online. Fine, you may get some documents, you may get some materials that you can pick up online. But I tell you still have to attend educational seminars, symposia, workshops, and things like that. While you are doing that, your interest will be growing every day. And then, in addition to this, you have to look at the curriculum that we are using in our tertiary institutions. It has to be entrepreneurship driven curriculum when it comes to tourism and travel. Because if you study that and then you are unable to stand on your own, like every other sector, like every other business investment, you always have up and down, you always have positive and negative. But when the times for negative comes, your passion, your innovation and technology will make you, just like what some of us we experienced in COVID-19. If not because of technology, I think it's really affected us. But to answer the last question,
yes.
The point is this: we have to have a tourism club, which we have in most of the states in Nigeria,
okay.
Of our own. Not just a tertiary institution. We have to have in secondary school, where you take those days, right, when some of us were still young, we take us to agricultural farm settlements, we take us to monumental heritages. You know what? You have to keep on preserving, protecting, and promoting the socio-cultural values. Because when they tell you the four-story building in Yota, the fourth in Badagry, at the end of the day, that will check in your orientation. Understand? So, like what we pay dollars and pounds to go and see some things in Buckingham Palace, what stops us to come to Aso Rock? What stops anybody to come to Marina and see this? But everybody wants to go to Buckingham Palace to see this. So we have to come back and develop, protect, preserve, and promote our monumental heritages. At the end of the day, passion will come in, interest will come in,
yes.
Then productivity and employability, entrepreneurship activities will boom, and then the GDP will be enhanced.
Okay. Yes, so beautiful what you have said. What is this? There has been a lot of conversations around the coronavirus vaccine. You are in the tourism and hospitality industry. For those who have not taken the vaccine and want to travel, and what are the conditions that need to be met if you're going to travel out now for tourism?
I have to be sincere. I have to be sincere to anybody listening to me. Yeah. If you want to travel within or outside Nigeria, it is advisable for you to do, because one of the checklists that the international organization, the Federation of Tourism Association of Nigeria, that has 2023 membership, and other United Nations World Tourism Organization, UNESCO, all these international NGOs and bodies that have to do with movement of people from. They've stated it there. You have to, and then the beauty of it is the technology has really comes in too, because the first day you get your anti-COVID vaccine, anti-vaccine for COVID, you will get automatic message that your next vaccine will be. So in a nutshell, is it, if you don't meet up with the condition, I think your travel will not be accepted. And then that has been a collaboration and partnership between the travel and tourism operators and the association in making sure that the use of vaccine is properly done. But like I've been saying, what we need is this: we need to do everything holistically. We need to do what is proper. We need to make sure that we put system in place. You don't need to know anybody before you take your anti-COVID vaccine. You don't need to. That is just That's just the problem. That's just the sharp difference between developed and developing countries. There's a system anywhere in the world with the little traveling that I've had. If you commit any atrocity, if you are still existing, if you are still living 100 years, you'll be caught. That is the system. But once you do anything within Nigeria, you do something in Ogun State, you can run away conveniently to Lagos, though, it's changing. But when it comes to traveling, tourism and traveling, I think sometimes, I don't know if this is applicable to the question you asked, because you asked me something on the COVID.
Yes.
I gave a technical advice to one of the Honorable Commissioners for Culture and Tourism in a particular state. And my advice was like, I first asked a scenario case question, a problem question that, sir, can you just give a statistical analysis of the tourists that come to your state in a month, in a quarter, in a year, and then the demographic analysis. The man was just looking at me that, wow, Abiola, you are making a point, but they need to do this. I said, come, you don't need to wait on this. That is why you need to bring the private operators into this. You have to do a partnership. What do you need? Look at 9/11 in America. Yes. That particular time. God forbid bad thing. Anything can happen in a tourist destination. There can be a fire. There can be a gun incident and all those stuff. Yes. Outbreak. Before you enter that particular destination, you will have captured your details. They will know where you've come from, your name, your birth data. But with due respect, go to most of these tourist centers. What they are only interested in the revenue that comes to the operators, to the owner, or to the state. Okay. And things have gone beyond that. You must have to take that place. Then you'll be able to plan. You'll be able to plan. You need to expand. You need to provide more services. I'm saying this because of the government people that may be opportunity to be listening, or they may have opportunity to listen to this postcard later. They just need to plan ahead. If their facilities has been catering for 100 tourists per month, per year, there should be a projection, and that will increase the capacity. That will give more opportunities for people doing businesses, local businesses and international businesses. But it's just too saddening that most of these people, what they do is this: how much do we generate? Okay.
Just before I let you go, you have really spoken, and I feel like there is a huge a gap that needs to be bridged between the private and the government, the private individuals who are in the tourism and hospitality industry and the government. What can be done to strengthen that bond, or to, if there was no bond before, to bring about that bond or strengthen that bond in order to better the industry, to help enhance women's development?
Okay, we do respect. I'm from a state in one of the states in the southwest Nigeria. I want to say we do respect to them. We have a 6 southwest states, and with a little bit of my interaction and professionalism, I've been able to interact with who is who in most of these southwest states. We have leaders, we have seniors in the travel and tourism industry. But what you've been hammering, you've been clamoring for is how governments will bring together collectively, holistically, the genuine operators in this industry, because they cannot do it alone. Their own job is just to regulate. Their job is just to monitor. Their job is just to give an enabling environment, and they will bring partners, the operators. They are the people that are on ground. Governments, they can't. Their own job is just to do this, but it now depends on the vision. For example, we do respect there in Lagos. I'm not in Lagos as a state. There are a lot of things that the tourism, Ministry of Arts and Culture, they are doing. Here in Ogun State, they are doing fantastically well. They are doing a lot of things. And in addition to this, there's an NGO, there's a body called a Dawn Commission. That's Development Agenda for Western Nigeria. I just want to support. This is just a supporting statement that they have a DEX, or they have a directory. They call it Tourism, Entertainment, Media and Creative Economy. You know what they are just doing with this?
They are bringing all those people that are operating under that tourism, entertainment, and creative economy. That how good, how best can they use that opportunity to create jobs, to create business opportunity, to make people living well. But it is not. It won't stop there alone. We need a pragmatic decision. We need a pragmatic, strategic collaboration, and that is what some of us that we have opportunities to be speaking on here, either radio or TV. We've been appealing to the government through their ministries that come. You guys, you need to bring people together. You guys, you need to bring associations together. Genuine investors, genuine business practitioners in tourism. We'll be able to serve it. Because the first thing is, for example, if the government has created an enabling environment where operators in the travel and tourism and culture generating income, the multiplier effect is this. They will pay more taxes, they will make their environment more serene, they will bring technology, and it goes along. Instead of people looking for jobs, jobs that cannot even pay your bills, jobs, business opportunities that cannot even rent anything for you. But government to say, okay, fine, this is a tourism culture industry. What are your challenges? Who are the practitioners in this? What are the things you need? So they will do that. They will go into agriculture. But most times, some years back now, they've left tourism. But unfortunately, most of the people that are supposed to be doing that, they travel virtually every day. You can imagine people flying from Lagos to Abuja, from Abuja to Port Harcourt and everything. They'll sit down. How do you feel before you board a flight? How do you feel that serene environment? It's not, you pay for it, and how good do you want to? Sometimes they go, this is another part of experience. I mean, travel and tourism. Sometimes last month I missed a flight from Abuja to Lagos, and I was there on time. I was just sitting, but something happened wrong with the announcement and all those kind of things. But because of the person I am, I just went there. You know what they did? They apologized. I missed the flight. I wasn't the only one. There are like 10 that we missed our flight. These are the rules of the regulators. These are the things. The bottom line of all these things is this. We need to look how we want to make Nigeria a better place for people to live, to work, and visit.
All right. I want to say thank you so much for taking time to speak with us this morning and sharing a lot of light. There's still a lot that we need to talk about. There's still the cultural angle to it. How when people come, what we can do, how we can, look at our local products, how we can merge them together. There's still a lot that we can talk about. I'm definitely sure my producer is going to make an arrangement for you to be back on the radio again. Thank you so much for your time this morning.
Thank you for having me. It has been so awesome talking about the little knowledge and experience I have in this tourism industry. With due respect to Nigerians and our captains of travel and tourism, the government people, please, I'm appealing to them on behalf of the good people of Nigerians and then the good people that are into tourism and travel industry, the young ones that are coming. Nigeria, we have so many things that we can showcase. We have so many things that we can be exporting. Thank you so much. God bless Women Radio Management. God bless Nigeria. God bless everybody. Thank you for having me.
Enjoy the rest of your day.
Thank you.
Women Radio 91.7, fostering tourism and hospitality to enhance women's development has been the conversation. My name is Daniel Adaja, and at 10 o'clock is Radio Doctor. Good morning.